as it connects very closely to the role that I play in the Fiji.
The President of the Pacific Society for Reproductive Health, Pacific Society for Reproductive Health board members, senior lecturers, gynecologists, consultants from Fiji and across the region, senior government officials and medical professionals again from Fiji and the region and abroad, invited and distinguished guests. Nisambula Vinaka, and a very good evening to you all. And for those regional guests and international guests, welcome to Fiji. It is indeed an honor and great privilege to be invited here this evening to the Pacific Society for Reproductive Health Symposium. I would like once again to welcome all of you, particularly those who have traveled all the way to our beautiful country to be part of this very, very important event. And of course, I appreciate the Dean of FNU's presence here tonight, and Professor, welcome to Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to say that through this partnership, the Pacific Society for Reproductive Health will deliver a series of workshops, as already mentioned by the President, as requested by the Fiji Obstetrics and Gynecology Society, and this will be held from today, 28th to the 30th of August 2018. As mentioned by Inoke, I don't want to keep you away from your dinner service, but nevertheless, please allow me to deliver my address. First and foremost, allow me to thank you most heartedly for the work that you do, for being the voice for the women, wherever you work, whichever region you come from. And I'm sure people back home in your countries and islands appreciate the work that you do. And I would plead that you continue to be the voice for the women when it comes to reproductive health. So thank you once again for the work that you do. And I'm sure through this series of workshops and hearing from the panelists this evening and throughout your 2 days of workshop, it's going to allow you not only to network, but to learn from each other's experiences and see how best practices can work for your regions and your people. I'm told that the workshops scheduled for delivery over these days are basically family planning, research, professional development, palliative care, and Pacific emergency maternal and neonatal training inclusive of maternal collapse. The President did mention that lives are lost, and we at all times must work towards ensuring that we save lives in most cases. And I'm sure your expertise, your knowledge, and networking is the way forward to sharing information about how we can combat these challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, undoubtedly these workshops align with SDG Goal 3, which states ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all at all ages, and the associated targets and indicators. And I'm also happy to note that all these workshops will be delivered in partnership with Fiji and regional country leads. Ladies and gentlemen, the emergency obstetric care is a relevant issue for Fiji, and I'm sure for the region as well, and the need to facilitate access to timely care is clearly apparent to me. I note and I see that Dr. Fong and his colleagues are involved in facilitating emergency obstetrics and newborn care workshops as well. I thank you for that. And I also understand that the purpose of the series of workshops is to educate and train Fiji and Pacific-based reproductive health workers in various skills. The trained personnel, who are doctors, midwives, nurses, researchers, and health planners, will be deemed trained champions and will be given resources so that they can train other health professionals in Fiji and the region. This is most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're all aware, due to the challenges of geography, lack of resources, changes in our distinct weather patterns, amongst many other challenges in Fiji and many other Pacific Island countries, these workshops will definitely add value to our to our workforce, who usually practice in remote and isolated acute care and community settings. The Ministry of Health and Medical Services is indeed very appreciative of the efforts of the Pacific Society for Reproductive Health for its ongoing partnerships and commitments to building capacity on reproductive health in Fiji and indeed across the region. I am very pleased to know that the purpose of the Pacific Society for Reproductive Health has been to, one, foster education and assistance between members in Pacific Island countries, to the provision of educational workshops and development of distance educational approaches, of course to improve the opportunity for networking and provision of mentorship and support within the region, to provide more continuing education opportunities in Pacific and neighboring countries, to mitigate the challenges of geography and provide support for isolated healthcare workers, and to provide direction and support to members in discussions of improvements of obstetrics and gynecological services in Pacific Island countries. Ladies and gentlemen, all these objectives greatly complement the Health Ministry's overarching vision for a healthy population, whereby we want to empower our people to take ownership of the health. We also want to assist our people to achieve their full health potential by providing them with quality preventative, curative and rehabilitative services through a caring and a sustainable health system. I am pleased to say that the reproductive health indicators in Fiji have indicated a general trend of progress and improvement over the years, and having said that, the contraceptive prevalence rate has increased over the years from 30% to 40% for women of childbearing age. However, I'm sure you'll agree, there is still high unmet needs amongst our young population. In terms of country development, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry in partnership with UNFPA has also developed a comprehensive training package for our health workers on family planning methods and counseling for women, which has seen an increased offer of family planning options. Our scope of practice for nurses has been reviewed and modified to allow nurses to insert and remove JDL in the facility, provided they have been trained and certified under the new training package. Most health centers can provide up to 4 modern contraceptive services to those needing them. Modern contraceptives are also available up to nursing station level in Fiji, which ensures universal access to women of childbearing age. Just last week, our local sexual health and HIV specialists, with the support of WHO and UNAIDS, were working on the review of 2 of our key documents in the field of sexual health, namely the antiretroviral treatment guideline and the sexually transmitted infection management guideline. Having updated guidelines, ladies and gentlemen, with policies, practice manuals aligned to acceptable international standards are also key to the delivery of our reproductive health services. Ladies and gentlemen, the reproductive health services is an important component of all maternal health services and public health services, such as maternal child health, family planning clinics and outreach services for our health ministry. The ministry allocates funding each year for maternal and reproductive health capacity building programs for its staff. Apart from this, there are other allocated funding made available through other public health programs that directly benefits women and children in our country. Reproductive health is a major component of care since it is interlinked with many health indicators. At this point, please allow me to thank UNFPA for providing free contraceptives to the Health Ministry for the benefit of women and girls in the childbearing age. I'd also like to thank donors such as DFED, WHO, UNICEF, UNAIDS and other NGOs such as yours, the Pacific Society for Reproductive Health, for providing support in terms of finance, capacity building programs and technical experts in achieving universal access and providing quality care to our people. Investment in sexual and reproductive health is fundamental to many, and in which Pacific Island countries have set for themselves to achieve equitable development. Its importance is reflected in objectives set out in the Pacific Healthy Island Strategy signed in Yanuda Island in Fiji in 1995 and again re-endorsed in 2015 by the Pacific Health Ministers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'd also like to thank the Australian government for injecting in 46.5 million Fijian dollars, which is one of the largest investments in our region, specifically to strengthen access to sexual and reproductive health. The newly launched transformative agenda that has been designed to respond to the key needs of the 6 priority Pacific countries, Fiji, Kiribati, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga and Vanuatu. We are thankful for this assistance. Of course, the main focus will be increasing and improving the supply of quality integrated sexual and reproductive health information services, particularly for family planning, strengthening the enabling environment for sexual and reproductive health. Men and women will be more informed about and have access to safe, effective, affordable and acceptable methods of family planning of their choice. Ladies and gentlemen, providing access to these critical services will ensure that our people can make informed decisions about their own lives and achieve the goals they set for themselves. When they have these services, people enjoy better health, can achieve higher levels of education, expand their workforce opportunities, and generate more income for themselves and their families. Access to quality sexual and reproductive health, particularly family planning, is essential in improving an individual's health, education, and economic well-being, especially for women and girls. It can also play a pivotal role in strengthening national economic performances by reducing health and education costs, increasing household wealth, and enabling our women to contribute equally to social and economic development. However, we appreciate that, like many of our fellow islanders, there is scope for more improvement and progress. We continue to aspire to right-size our workforce and ensure they can provide quality work in Fiji and the region. I would hope that our regional and international partners with Ministry of Health and medical team can also learn valuable lessons that will prove useful to our women and girls populations. While you do your deliberations over the next 2 days, ladies and gentlemen, some of the challenges that I would like you to consider in your deliberations are lack of health literacy among our people. They need information to be able to make informed choices. Therefore, reaching the hard-to-reach population and raising awareness on reproductive health services is critical. Another important thing that I would like you to deliberate would be competing priorities among our target population. Therefore, we need to improve our health promotion and social mobilization strategies to improve uptake of reproductive health services. Sometimes we think of the hard to reach as only the ones who are isolated and far from us. But ladies and gentlemen, the reality is they are also the hard to reach who are very close to us, who need information, who need direction, who need options to make healthy choices. Therefore, we need to be more accessible and user-friendly to all our clients. I'd also like to think how we can be agents of change, and also in terms of preventing violence against women and children and any form of sexual and violence abuse. The need for clinical research and audit in the Pacific needs to be also highlighted. We need to make sure that all our actions bring good clinical outcomes and are in line with best practices. As such, the focus on audit and research is timely and very beneficial. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I would once again like to commend your society for having a membership that represents a broad range of health workers involved in reproductive and neonatal health care in the Pacific. As mentioned, cervical and breast cancer is the main cause of cancer death in Fiji, and I appreciate the focus that you have in this symposium and in the workshop on cervical cancer. Belinda, I would also like to put on record my appreciation to the Fiji Cancer Society for the work that you do in partnership with the Ministry of Health for our people, the support and the assistance that you provide, the awareness programs that you provide. I think that's the way forward. I thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we will need, and we need, a regional approach that will allow us to collaborate and support each other to reduce the burden of suffering incurred on our women and girls. This type of collaboration and networking needs to be encouraged. Our island family needs to remain strong and united in our endeavor to secure a healthy future for the people that we are mandated to serve. And I'm sure this symposium will definitely strengthen this collaboration for the aspiration of building capacity and development of reproductive health programs, empowerment not only in Fiji but across the region. I'm also pleased to know that the participants will have the opportunity to dialogue, network, and identify catalysts for accelerating improvements. If we can all focus on the word accelerating improvements in maternal health and reproductive health in the region, so that we do not lose our women and newborns to this. Upon their return home, I'm sure the actions and ideas and innovative plans will be shared within this workshop can be implemented across the region for positive developments and change. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I see very emotional sessions coming up, because we are dealing with reproductive health, we are dealing with women, we are dealing with girls, we are dealing with newborns, and so I'd like to wish you all the very best. Sometimes we let our emotions get the better of us, but I'm sure with the experts present in this room, we will be able to have more reasonable dialogues, we'll be able to have logical dialogues, combined with the emotions that normally come with pain and sufferings of our people, and I wish you all the best. And for those who have traveled to Fiji, please enjoy the Fijian hospitality. We have some beautiful weather in Suva at the moment. Enjoy the food, enjoy Fiji, and have a safe travels back home. And I do look forward to sharing the outcomes of this symposium as to how we can move forward. So, Vinaka Vakalevu, and God bless you all.